Cannon.
Oh man, I was so tired.
You live.
Peace, peace.
Not matter. Cannon.
Oh man, I was so tired.
You live.
Peace, peace.
Not matter.
All right.
My lighting look. I feel like it could be better.
All right.
Damn, son.
Share the link. All right. So welcome to the episode 39 MC breakdown recap. We're gonna run through these cipher verses. We may not get through, everyone's full verses. I'm just gonna make that disclaimer now. We're just gonna be giving feedback where it's due. Speaking of, so we skipped ahead. I know Miss Simone J has sparked the cipher off. She didn't really get through much of her verse, so we're gonna go ahead and move past Miss Simone J and start with exit 23. Scores. That's one thing I don't have right around here.
I was just thinking about that.
You got it, Cannon?
They were. Let's see if we can pull those quick.
This ain't letting me blur my background. That's weird.
All right, and I'm about to share this with y'all.
Oh,
it's in the chat. It's in the chat. So let's play exit 23.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing that? For sure. All right. Yeah, standing tall in the shadow of a doubt, trying to break a route, dropped out of school, that's all I think about. Moving through real life under a still night, pressure over my neck, got me under a red light, it's crazy. You gon' need a pill to feel how I feel. Niggas trying to knock me off my beanstalk, Jack and chill. My up north niggas been telling me it's time to kill, so I need about 4-5 heads on the bill, showing niggas back home. No question, we really sketching. Close my eyes when I lie to the judge. This my confession. I've been playing the game too soft, stuck at the bottom, got them fucked up.
no.
Gave me a chance to say I got him. It's over now. The clover on your shoulder is turning brown. What happened to the niggas that you said was gonna hold you down? Lost and found up stuck on the blue sunny coming around. It's getting real spacious when a nigga like me around, smoke blowing and heat seeking. This is your captain speaking. I see that look inside your eyes, y'all probably think I'm tweaking. But rest assured, my nigga, this shit happens every weekend. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, I let you pick a season. Cook them like crabs in a barrel, pass me the Old Bay. Y'all need a little taste and y'all like, y'all sound okay. Not good, not that bad, but not great. Trying to set the stage for you, put some actions on your plate. Finger licking with the pen, I know how to motivate. RVA, Bobby Flay, can't nobody in your day. Got acquainted with the sentence, but I ain't really trying to make it. Got a clip inside my mouth that's set up. Leave the crowd aimless, no toothpaste. Making jaw drop like a suitcase. 0 to 100 over a beat with the wrong face. Tie with both niggas, that's a suit in the wrong place. Play my hand, turning a ball fight to space race. That's probably why my balls over your head with the stars be.
All right, so exit 23.
Hey, y'all hold it down for me. I'm doing something. I thought it was cool. To be honest, I feel like the beginning of the night, people were struggling with the beat. So
Yeah, so
later in the night with this month in particular.
yeah, I do think the beat definitely was giving folks fits the majority of the night. With exit 23, I feel like, you know, that flow that he kicked is actually, you know, that's pretty much the standard flow that we get from exit 23. So I don't know that the beat had too much to do with his performance. I think it could have caused him to choke. That could have been why he didn't close. But I will say that Exodus you gotta come out of your shell a bit. You know what I mean? Like, one thing is, like, you are starting to become more clear, like more clarity, and you got your breath control down a little bit more, but we're gonna have to, you know, get more out of, like, you making eye contact with the crowd, unfolding your arms, you know, getting into the performance of actually rapping. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of almost like you're standing there, like, in your own little zone, you know, mouthing the lyrics. We got to get you, you know, more engaged with your performance. That's gonna make a huge difference with, one, your vocal projection, but also just how, how those lines are connecting. Also, just a little bit more cleverness with the lyrics, and a little bit more, you know, complexity in the pen work too.
Yeah. In your delivery, like, throw them words out there, like, throw them at us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
hit us with them bars, like, hit us with them literally.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Chef Token.
I'm trying to make it all the way through this time. Let's go. Niggas race the ball, me, I tried to limbo, so I took them down to win the blue one with my info. I've been dope, my tracks I have you run the back like Kickstone. Stick flow, what's with that lindo? Nigga, I trim those 40 cal, kick bounds, my bitch is like a centerfold. She hit the block, danger, watch yourself like mystical. I'm ultra difficult, I stay in that face of physical. My pistols up like backflips, I'm getting shitted, bro. Don't fuck the mission up, get it out, all the sack. See the plane coming, blast sack, a little Mac. Brown bag, the money, hungry, watch your bag, the time, drumming, 3 stacks, the love below the speaker, watch the benders. Hot box for method, jig, when the nigga benders. Tell the rep I'm not for saving, I don't need to mention. My conscience lives the thunder, send the smoking blood dimension. I'm the one they sent for. Chef has found his legs, and finally he has gained his pinfall. Excited when the pastor praise, my demons had it in form. Information, bring the one gun salute a fucking group up. I took my mask off, ready for this execution. Needed some retribution, 30 shots wasn't enough. My partner part two. I knock a torment of blondes and nigga, I'm high super. I want the bag and I'm leaving this bitch drunk and doofus. I'm fucking ruthless, no easy eat. I'm on my scuba. You tried to question my greatness and it's your consequence. Been a block and rocky shit, boxing up on that hockey shit. And now my optimist fuck knife with the shot of Smith. I want the throne in this for anybody watching the show. I got one for y'all.
Yeah. Same situation. The beat giving cats fits. I don't know if that's more that or lack of preparation was causing some of the chokes. A little combination of both. Chef Token says some cool things, man. Just kind of need to get a little control of the rhyme scheme, and keep them rhyming words intact. It seemed like he breaks away from his rhyme schemes pretty often. And it makes it hard to follow.
Yeah.
But I think he says some cool shit.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially the part about the breaking of the rhyme schemes. I don't know. There's just something appealing about having some sort of structure or scaffolding to your verses. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and then when you say clever shit, it hits harder. It's like sometimes, like, if you're kind of all over the place with the rhyme schemes, the things you say clever, like, people don't even really hear them like that because it's like it's not connected to anything. Like the rhyme schemes kind of create momentum for good lines. So when those good lines hit after like the last 3, 4, 5 bars rhymed in the same sequence, it hits like, and then that's kind of where you get those reactions and things.
good way of putting it, saying that rhyme schemes build momentum, because that's exactly what they do.
For sure. I mean, it especially like, this is not the setting, but it works the same. Like in battle rap, one thing I learned about, punchlining in battle rap is like great punchliners don't just have great punchlines written. It's like you have great punchlines written, but the lead up to those punchlines and the rhyme scheme that kind of pulls you in or draws you into that punch is really what makes a great punchliner. If you like watch somebody like Av or anybody that's great at punching, there's always B Magic.
No, Rum Nitty.
Rum Nitty, absolutely. Rum Nitty. They're always gonna draw you in with the lines before it. They all rhyme in sequence. There's a rhythm to it. You know what I mean? And those structures help you build that rhythm. My man, Cypher Alexander.
Get it cooking early, this the record thank you. And you never seen the tango applied like this. Lines hotter than your grandma's butter biscuits. You actually do run it till he 10 minutes. See, these is drum lines. A fine line between the cannon and neck. Like the cannon like splits. Blow a nigga to bits. You bet off more than you can chew. Pretty nigga gets close mouth, dude get fed. Fed his ass to the lion, talking out his fish head. Like he was fade, lying through his teeth, that's through the wire. Kanye rap get uncomfortable, had to juxtapose, realize comfort's just a hoax. If you wanna be comfortable, get their temper heated, or a pedicure, my nigga, just to keep my 10 toes grounded, stepping over mental woes. I rap when I get heated, rip a nigga to pieces. See, I'm leave the weapon too nasty with it. Danny Love with the pistol pop, with that nigga to the white knee, showing Mel Gibson. I'm big pimpin', like Donald Glover singing rap on the fine women, like stay woke, y'all stay broke. Mind if I cut it, I'm cut it up. Silver tongue, chopping up to insert my own opinion. Slicing the dice in the right rapping, crinkle cut. I'm the hash slinging slasher, dosing penicillin blunt till I'm feeling numb. scuba diving, dunking, dash for fun. Is you whiskey or tequila drunk? I need different drugs. I need choice. I've been in footwork like fetish porn. How my penmanship, more sword forbidden into choice to spinach and turning their friends to venison. Anybody can get it, severely gifted. Don't play nice. Ash on your wifey, ash on your knife. Another laundry that split all the dirt. Every inch of my words returned by slurs. Longer that's the term that I learned. Turn words into winds, forward to a bend. Body turned to dust in just a matter of days. In a matter of ways, I can garbage your brain. Rearrange your DNA till it spell out my name. Cypher.
I'm not gonna spend too much time here. Same deal. Cypher Alexander. And this is the thing about Cypher Alexander is you're gonna have to pick a thing, like, right? Like, one thing that could make you unique is the fact that you change topics and you use these very obscure references, and that's dope, right? So it creates like this content mosaic almost in the way that he writes. But if you're gonna change your rhyme scheme like that so much too, it's like there's literally nothing to follow. Like, there's nothing to say like what this is.
Like, we either need to follow the scheme or follow the content.
Right. It's gonna have to be one or the other. And I would say the scheme is more important than the content. The content could still make you unique. If you put all of that content in a dope rhyme scheme, the shit have hit.
Right. It would.
You know what I'm saying? That should have hit. Like, cause you're saying some dope shit like we say closed mouths do get fed, feed you to the lion. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the rearrange your DNA to spell my name. Like, if all of this shit was in a feel me? You know what I mean? Like, these lines could be hitting if they were set up in a rhyme scheme that could be followed. So that would be my.
Niggas gotta know what their heavy lines are too. You gotta, like,
For sure.
A good line is so that you can know, like, all right, this one needs to be set up. Whether it's 2 bar setup or it's 4 or 8. You gotta know what the line needs.
So my challenge to Cypher Alexander would be, if you're not gonna set up your rhyme schemes around particular lines, focus on trying to keep your rhymes in the same scheme or same structure for like 8 bars at a time. And then if you're gonna switch, do another 8 bars in another rhyme scheme. You know what I'm saying? Or another 16, whatever. Like, but keep them rhyming words in place, yo.
Like, just if you want to switch your flow, use the rule of 4s. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it in 4 bars or 8 or 12, any multiple.
Right.
You know, and there is an art to switching on a 7 or a 3, but like that's like a further class down the line. Like, just,
real talk.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, just do the 4s. You know what I'm saying? Like, switch the flow all you want, but do it on 4s. Do it in like an organized way. Music is organized confusion, you know? So like, you can do all this stuff, just do it in an organized way.
Facts.
Appreciate it. Y'all ain't turned yet. Drop the beat, bro. I'm just playing with y'all. Hey, look. Yo, I'm playing around with these bars, nigga. I ain't talking no jungle shit. If I hear you hungry, you gon' get the front. Fuck it, dog. We can run with it. Jack Rick, Chandler, Big Toe Tag. Killer, go straight body back. Uppercut, so he just got you. I'ma fuck him up and take out the trash. He dumps it up. No, sir. I beat him back, so I snatch him up. I back him up, and then I smack him up. Then I kick a nigga head like a speed bag, but I'm flatting, dog, and I'm flatting. And my bliss right here, they flatting. You see, that's hurt, nigga. That's work, nigga. Slow burn till it hurt, nigga. Big clouds when I burn, nigga. And then bang loud when I work, nigga. No words, nigga. You want to knuckle up to be served, nigga. If you anybody, you notice this, we're roasting shit like birds, nigga. And that's my word, nigga. And your brains all on that curve, man, because I'm turned up We never turn down. See this turn up, this the lifestyle. Hustle, nigga, I just hustle. It's crazy, dog. I wax out, wake up, get picked up, take a couple blunts to the face, bro. All passing, nigga, I just gas you. All like I'm trying to wait up, nigga. Just for a little bit of paper, I'm gonna chase it. Niggas ain't hating, look, twist a little bit of gas and face it. Just face it. Oh, you ain't never met a nigga this basic, so amazing. Make a nigga wanna bang, it's like stainless. Put a nigga on the track, you bang it. All the other niggas, you really hanging. Dangling, right a beat by the color and strangle. Mango, any nigga wanna just A2, sit you in your chest, tangle, tangle, you from a close angle when I bang fools. Any nigga wanna drive, y'all point three ways. Right? Then I smash the air, quick bucks, niggas the rip and pass through. Big guns, these at you. When I clap fools, trying to make a nigga lean back, no axle. It's all about turning up to the max, dude. So I better not get a niggas talking in the back. What's the snap, dude? Who make a nigga had to? Big toss some bitch shit smack it. Only the disrespect, I'm coming at you. It was how I was raised, I was attack dudes in the number one back rules and carry that back too.
All right, so Motor, very flow based. I like what you did with the flow. Obviously, like that was the focus of that particular joint, and you switched the flows up successfully, and you approached that beat in a way that I think a lot of people wouldn't particularly do. What was lacking is content. There was some lines in there, there was some lines in there, little sneaky lines, but nothing to the point of where you would feel like there was a whole lot of thought put into the pen work. One thing okay, my bad.
My bad. Finish.
One thing I'm a little critical of, I think, most lyricists is that, don't try to fool me with the flows. You know what I'm saying?
But it was nice to hear like a little bit more cleaner delivery, up until that point, of the night.
For sure.
Like y'all mentioned before, a lot of people was struggling with the beat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree with that. I thought it was dope that he switched the flow up and gave us something different. I agree with you, Radio, that there could have been a few more lines in there. And I was gonna say, like, kind of like build on what you said, like the thing about the double time flows and all of that. Like, I love cadences. I love them. But I want to hear shit though. That's what comes first.
Right.
Crazy bars comes before delivery and all of that. And a lot of times the delivery is bells and whistles, in my opinion. Not to say
the great thing about that is not to discourage you from the bells and whistles, because if you put the content in there, if there had been some big lines in that pattern, it would have hit crazy. Like you might have only needed like two.
Bells and whistles are good. Bells and whistles are a great thing, like that's what make it great. But
so I was gonna say, as we're gonna see later, the champion did of the episode did just that. Like
right.
And he called it out in the
right. Now,
also, I think Cooler too had crazy flow switches. We'll get to her too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Motor though. Definitely new to the platform. Enthusiastic.
He's dope. I like him.
I like him.
And I think he's also new to rapping, because he was just like, I ain't even no rapper for real. And to score as high as he did, was definitely motivating for him. So shout out.
Did you say motivating for him?
Very motivating.
Very motivating.
Push it, mama. I am a hustler, and the hustler's ambition. I am the one you need. I brings the cooks to the kitchen. They'll bring the heat to get by that barbecue. Them cooks is on a mission. Daddy think I paid attention, but I never missed a lesson. You can tell I have nothing, no captain, and out for feminine with the red handed that boosting her adrenaline attention on a higher dimension. They take my medicine. Cause lyrically, I got the coldest lyrics like sympathy. I'll expose you, hold you like a pawn, take you off the board. Cause the court dispose you. Because act like I don't know you niggas with a straight face. I'm the boldest with it. It gets hard for bitches, they'll throw their cards and I'm playing poker with it. That's word the mother. Cause she the type to hold it down, throwing the tunes in the room. I've been the type to move a crowd, party when I style loud. That's the DJ. I've been cheating since a child. Mind the business, less is my business. That's what I'm all about. Like, could you imagine I hit a face right now? The one that tried to tear me down while I was going through my trials. Now they shot when I struck. I break into spring like suspension on the SUV. I'm back secure. But what's in it, they do it safety. So don't get out of line, don't run along. I'm the one they idolize. Haters running idolize. They hate the way I alchemize. It's gonna cost this time, but I advise. That low vibrational energy, I fuck up your life. I'm Sarah Sade coming through with the slay. Richmond, what's good?
All right, Sade with the slay. So I feel like Sade was freestyling. You muted, F.
I feel like she might have started out possibly written and went into a freestyle.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
Oh no, majority of that was a freestyle though. What I always say about feedback on freestyles is I can't really give you much feedback on a freestyle because there's nothing, I can't guide how you freestyle. You know what I mean? I can't give you, every time you go to it, it's gonna be something different. So my feedback always, and I mean, for a freestyler, shit was dope. But what I will say about freestyling is it's not gonna work on this stage. It's not gonna work on this stage. You got to put that pen to pad and really get that material down, memorize that material and get that off. And we can really give you more feedback when we know what your thought process was writing, so that you can adjust your writing the next time. So I would love to hear what your written verse sounds like. So I know Sade is back in the cypher for this upcoming episode. So definitely put your pen to pad. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Because I think voice wise and just, confidence and swagger wise, I think she definitely got something. So I'm looking forward to seeing, when she puts more concerted effort to it.
Yeah, I like her voice.
Yeah.
There's another female that I liked her voice a lot tonight or that night. Oh, Tox. Yeah, Big Tox.
Yeah.
Her name is crazy too. Her name is hard, son. I definitely thought it was going to be a dude. I'll wait for her to come up.
All right. Let's move. Nice Air Maxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Musically, I'm a menace. If I said it, then I meant it to. Listen up, cause I'm lethal when I lyrically let loose. Hold these L's, cause I leave them looking like losers with no clue. Like blue in the season, or shy with the scoop is what I do. I speak the truth and leave the comprehension up to you. Last time I was a fluke, stumbling over lyrics and how I move. Felt like number 2, so I'm back with something to prove. Maybe I should switch the flow. Don't want y'all to take this move. Back in the punches, I pick up your face. Put in the place, don't notice I'm crazy. They tell us the joke, like Louis C.K. Saying they better than me, no way. Welcome back to capital. We test these trends and see if they whack. Day we got me versus rap, and if you say rap, we should be flat. Normally pass it to the aggressive. I pay it from 9 passes, donuts and mashed up. When I'm the soaps, I should keep messing. Put me on watch it, I'm happy and blessed. We busted the flow, you could call it the gift. Like step I don't miss, but I'm nothing but hits. Kicking the smooth like Jackie and Chrissy with my damn rush. I was trying to be pissed. No flip to rim, I bring the ham. On second thought, let me close for the cam. Okay, I'm back, I let me get serious. Don't be delirious, I'm the best period. Ask me for reasonable, I gotta be me. Don't come to Georgia, but now I have kids. They think the schools are better. I'm serious, they breaking the feet. And I just buried it at 6 feet. Keep could just in my sleep. Put on for my team, cause we all gotta eat. Critters and lethals is one of the need. I said it already, I cannot be beat. I said it the win, I switch up again. I fight these ones, I end up with the day 100 balls. I've been cooking up tennis. Fathers are something that's worth everyone. Hunting for competition, I don't see nothing on. Coming from me, they're probably ducking. I need to cry out, we can duck any bucket. Don't give a word, I almost did. Because of my rags, please don't forget. I still will slack the case on your mouth like you will describe. And time will spin. Whoa. Yeah, pop up again for the sake of the club. Forgot who I am, more than they know. Off the top, rolling like a mirror with the flow. I didn't forget the other horn that's for me. Remember, said that is so why you would know me. You thought I was born to drop for strong. I'm scoring at 20, the track was slowing. It's top to town. And y'all be enjoying. Finding and knowing that y'all be avoiding. Giving me credit, I feel like I'm earning, deserving the moment the tables are turning. It's quite concerning, it's learning account. Don't ever tell me I've been in this town. Precious numbers with dollars are made of like no disrespect. Nothing but love.
Shorty. It's crazy because I know, like, you switched the flow up and you went into the fast rhyming, but you didn't find the pocket until towards the end of that verse. Towards the end of that verse, you landing on the drums crazy. But prior to that, you're like nowhere near the drums. Nowhere near the drums.
Yeah, son just be off beat.
Yeah, way off beat. And because you're rapping fast and off beat, it makes it just sound like rambling.
Yeah, you gotta catch, like, this is the thing. Don't be too anxious to jump on the beat. It's like a lot of the times it's like you're faster than the beat. Like you're rapping faster than the beat is. And so it's like relax and fall into the pocket. Like I would say when the beat drops, it's like just take them first 4 bars to really just like nod your head, you know what I'm saying? And it's like catch the pattern, catch the tempo, you know what I mean? And then kick it like that, because you're jumping ahead of the beat. And I can tell that you got some interesting things to say, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta mesh it up. It's like if you make a peanut butter and jelly, and then like instead of mashing the bread like this, you do it like this. You know what I'm saying? Like all jelly here and all peanut butter here. You know what I'm saying? So,
nah, for sure. I mean, a great analogy. And that's really it. There's not much to take away outside of that. That's gonna come first and foremost. You gotta be in that pocket, especially if you want to speed the rap up. Because the whole thing about speeding up a rap is the fact that you're, finding a pocket. If you don't find a pocket, then it's like the micro machines, man, over a beat. It's like nobody's gonna hear anything. So you definitely looking forward to the next time.
Y'all good. Hey, I'm Shavo. It smells like sugar, shower, not sugar. Follow me. If y'all can record this and send it to me, I'll look out for you on the DJ. Let's get something going real quick. Shavo. Hey, it's CCG, BBENC, FPM with G Secret. I need a 5.9. They call me 9. Hey, Shavo, listen. Hey, give people this message. Guns are not impressive. We shot in adolescence. I saw lessons that's lesson. Yeah, stress and flexing while we were blessing lessons. We were gangsters on the outside, but you pussy at your essence. I tried one to hold you. I don't even have to tell you. Let out body right, I can already smell them. These blades make you feel yourself like your next hyperpressing. I spill on the memo of the block, down to me, you peasants. Protect your neck, yeah, hey, watch your back, having you turn on red shell, but a cut stuff so tight, knocking them from your chest, yeah, your brain, they don't care, never would have made it, yeah, I call up on the set, when it's smoke, now puff something, arms collect shit, puff, Yeah, this nigga 40 more, he said he had enough, Call my clip the crush, It be overstuffed, Like kick your real rough palms, like acting like you tough, Let them try to shot me, I will strike you down, you divide me. Chop your head down to the tiny. Have a nigga running like Tommy. Your blood we smoke with all on the walls, have a nigga like Chinese. Don't let me find out, y'all connected like Siamese. If the left flank, right flank, like why you got you surrounded. I shake a hand for the kill compound, but your head is mounted. Got your ass rounded, you look astounded and dumbfounded. Just listen, shoving and shiver. Wait, watch how you pronounce it. Hey, sincerely, you shouldn't be sharing me. Please pardon the clarity. This is not a charity, comparing me to parodies. My breed is a rarity to me. This is like guarantee, the power of prosperity. Understand with severity. I chat to consumers, handle businesses. Wanna break bad cereal out your dodging maneuvers, plotting move quick. While people push your book, disrespect is not human. You've been told, but I'm cool to man, Shava, not Shiva, Shava Bruce. Follow me everywhere. I like.
Yo, so Shava, the voice inflections, way too much. Like way too many different inflections within too condensed a period of time. It's like you changing voices within a bar.
Chill.
No, seriously. Like, and it's like it's almost got this feeling of like Tourette's. It's like a Tourette's feel to it. You know what I'm saying? But that you don't. That one doesn't compliment you at all.
You want to know?
Split.
You know what it made me think of? It made me think of battle rappers who intentionally add extra growl on certain lines on punches that they think are going to hit hard, and they throw extra growl, but it sounds forced.
Right. You know right. No, definitely. And that growl for you, it does not compliment. That's not your vocal pitch. That's not like you have a good speaking voice. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to really do all of that. Like and you have a pen. You're just not disciplining.
Nice.
Yeah, you got a pen. You be saying shit. You just because you're moving all over the place with your performance and your vocal pitch, it makes it hard to hear what you're saying. Like the last time you cuffed the mic. This time you didn't cuff the mic, but your movements and the way that you're rapping is making it hard to hear what you're saying. And you're kind of like unnecessarily speeding up your flows at times, like rushing your words. Let your pen work, bro. Like let your pen and your natural voice and your natural pace work. Like, and I feel like your scores will dramatically increase. Like a stable vocal pitch. You don't gotta move a lot. You don't gotta do none of that. Just let what your written words, let them be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like because I can't criticize or I can't really give too much feedback to what you're saying because it's hard to follow. But I can tell it's some shit there. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my main thing. Control, put some control in that performance and in your vocal pitch and shit.
I agree 100%. It reminds me, there was a battle that just recently came out, like Gwitty and some other dude, some really tall guy who had a really nice pen. He was really good, but he kept throwing that growl in randomly on certain bars that he thought were going to hit, and it was actually taking away from what he was saying.
Real shit. All right,
thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. God is good.
Real quick though. Yo, real quick, you know who's real good at throwing a growl in there? And this is a throw. Joe Budden, though. He's one of those people who will like throw a growl in on a bar, and he does it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There are certain ways of doing it. There are ways of doing a growl.
But it's not for everybody either.
It's not for everybody either. That's true.
It's a lot to it. It's a lot to that.
Yeah.
woman, don't be telling me the man up in
like her.
my band, so tell them niggas get their bands about them. Band up, I've been focused on my goals, and if you kick the ball my way, I'ma score right in the goal. Look, I'm official, my lyrics not worse, they visuals, my verses they need residuals, and speaking about residuals, I mean, ain't counting pockets, but bitches they get it any, and I got many options, I forgot to mention any. Styling on them, and that's something that they hate about me. Cut up everyone, cause I don't need no fucking niggas around me. My niggas shoot so much, I'm thinking that the Lakers round me. Only real niggas, I can't have no fucking fakers round me. Big Tox, yes, make sure they know the name. I've been in it for so long, it's like I jumped over King. They like, Tox, can you stop flipping? I could never leave my cane. Why be loyal to a host? And that shit for me, back on track and now they jumping on my train. I got that limited edition, make a nigga go insane. I've been unlocked without the key, but key facts without me saying. Had the 1985, fuck with me, I get to spray. Look, they outdated the race, I got the ball, there's no pacing, top notch, so ain't no chasing. And it's big talks, you know the fucking vibes. All these niggas fucking with me like they got fucking 9 lives. I've been on top of shit. Got a bitch, I was planning to grow. These niggas know my fucking name. Bitch, I'm planning to grow. And all my niggas TTT. Bitch, they ready to go. Bitch, we ready to blow. And I'm going to the top. Try to get up in my lane. Little nigga better stop. Look. And I'm big toss. I ain't worried about the ops. Big toss know the fucking vibes.
Yo,
Shout out to Big Tox.
I like Big Tox, yo. So I think the beat was a little too slow for her. She couldn't fully get into pocket, but I would love to hear her comfortable. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like on a pace that's right up her lane. I would like to hear one of her songs, to be honest with you, just like because her voice is super cool, yo.
Right.
And she be kind of talking that pimp shit and just like
I like the Kane
gangster.
I never my Kane. And you know, she was super nervous, but she definitely pulled through and got through that. And I just like the confidence, and she brings something different, you know what I mean? So like obviously definitely got to get a little more in pocket. I would like to hear some more of those clever lines, like, you know, like I never leave my cane. She's a, you know, garden, like a garden I was planning to grow. Like, you know, I want some more of those, you know what I mean? Definitely come back, Big Tox. Definitely come back.
I don't know why her name is so hard to me.
No, her name is crazy, yo. Like
It's fire.
it's hard, yo. Big Tox hard.
That's facts.
That is hard. Yo, her, and then there was Big Dick Mel, like he bells with these names, yo.
Big motherfucking socks, y'all.
Yeah.
Man said his name is Introversion. You follow me on Instagram on Fard on the Titty. FARDONTHETTIDDY. Fard on the Titty. Hip hop, please. Organizations is coughing, so return at the grave site. See the hands pop up from every MC that I don't like. You hate it when night falls, wishing that it would stay bright. Focuses to the baseline while you just deflate hype. Gonna man to play 2 shows at the same time at the same night. Be moving like go-go dancers as you run from my great fright. My rhymes cause and ink fights. Y'all heart on the same right. Scratch of existence, fucking strings connected to your life. Extensions committed at the hands of razors and scissors. And with your visions, split your way like nuclear fission. I'm the chain shit you pull from the water, nuclear fishing. You can stay to watch the end, but know it's gonna get.
Oh, come on, man.
Listen, stick a hose on your throat and fill you with awful gases. Everything I say follow the fire like a cross of dragons, never fail to stop. Hell is smile made out of flesh. You look my way, I take your eyes, carving the best. Staring the glitch in my blade. My cuffs will be laying you pain. This shit isn't simple to play. I'm not gonna try to get in my way. I am living my life like a liberate natural rhythm and steps that take. So you must know that I'm cutthroat. I'm leaving you all on my way. Blood tested, on my strong, I know you're trapped without a sentence. Every ball I spit is some shit that it's too proud to mention. Get on stage, the crowd is sensing. I'm like the proud reflection of your lost job, broken promises, and all confessions. Where you turn my shadows on the wall behind you, looping over your actions and stoic quotes that inspire you. Doing your faction, roll the through, singing like a choir do. Lay between your ribs and you'll be squealing like some giants do. Looking like you're giant fools. Honestly, I had assumed as soon as you heard my voice, you'd be smart enough to leave the room. But it seems the tools I packed to more work than my genius to. Swing the news to leave you kicking at the air beneath the stool. Got skills I'm keen to prove. None of you have seen me move. Just sit still with a stone fist, built on my own tune. If you desire to see, I find all the passions to show you. But you want to show like Whole Foods, display you in my showroom. Intro verse, Rap Elite, thank you.
So
Intro verse.
intro verses writing great raps. Right now, he's in a nice bag. But actually listening to his flow, it brings up to me a thing that that I hope for MCs to break out of, and that is, and you'll hear it later in the thing. You might even hear me yelling out to certain people, get comfortable, right? Because there's a thing where it's, and I know it's the beat, right? Where people are rapping directly on all the down beats, right? So they're saying on the beat like tumble to the concert with the answer with the right, to follow along so that they're on, and that's cool, but it there's no fireworks in terms of just flow. And so like getting comfortable for me is when you come in on that and beat, and you'll hear it like there are going to be rappers who aren't following the beat or trying to ride the beat. They're just in there existing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Doing what they want. And like Introverse is a great pen and a great writer, and I would like him to get to a point where he's just in there existing and pulling his references and doing that wild shit he does, but just existing in a pocket to where you're not trying to staying on top of the beat. Because it becomes, because, and the thing is that you hear a lot of that following along on the beat earlier, you know what I'm saying? And then them higher scores, like when you listen to like a person like Trey on the beat or Wansky on the beat, they're not like doing it like this. They're just talking.
Right.
In there, that is in there existing. And I'm glad you picked this beat because it exposes that, you know what I mean? Like that is a skill set that has to be worked on for people, you know what I mean? Like that slower tempo without resorting to a fast flow, you know what I mean?
I wonder if any of these cats knew that this was the world, that we did this for the World MC joint.
Yeah, they did, because I posted my verse.
Okay.
I meant to post multiple people's verses throughout the month.
This is the thing, yo. I prefer slow beats, right? Because I feel like I can be more comfortable. Like I can do all sorts of things. Like I don't have to, you know what I mean? Like that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's I was gonna say that. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta think. Listen to one more thing. Griselda, a lot of their beats are slower tempo. Westside, Conway. But when Westside come on, it's like rocking Calabasas out in Calabasas, tuck the Mac in, off-white Supreme with the army patches, sweat swaver, sweat, small spangle, star sprangle, Draco blew his head off from all angles, Alchemist cool, hoodies bull, sipping food, you know what I mean? But like the beat is just as slow. You know what I'm saying? But he's just like kicking it. It's not a fast flow. He's not riding the beat. He's just tucking Calabasas, stouting Calabasas, tuck the Mac in off whites. You know what I mean? It's just in that
Right.
zone. It's the you're just existing, but the beat is a little slower. We might have to throw them a slower beat, not the next one, but like sometime later in the season and see how they work with that.
Nah, most definitely. We're gonna definitely spend the block on that pace.
I feel like the majority of beats be at a slow pace though, for real. From what
This one is definitely slower than most.
This one's slower
This one.
Yeah, this one's
this one.
This is like down tempo.
Yeah.
See Spicy here. Before I start, I just want to shout out my Nana being at her tonight. That shit's dope. Nana, I'm sorry, I'm not a cuss a lot. I just want to let you know that. All right, let's play the beat.
Like,
you know, see Spicy, man. Hey, yo, I saw him the other day. Everybody want to talk shit and it's more shit talk. So y'all need to listen up. It's your worst nightmare in the flesh. Keep the stress on my chest. Been taking my time to invest. Bounce cassettes for the press. Now all these machine gun rap and honky suppress. I hit the button, now you're pressed. And I'm the one they success. No way I could take the high road. Why would I pay for express? Don't come at me, go Strido in your head. It's my press. Don't come at me, I'm like, why, bro? Give hands to fans, the one I test. Can I confess when I'm the rap and I'll be under arrest? They hear the sirens blaring. No, I'm not playing veteran. Can't handle being called out. All I get is swearing. Start swarming around like Karens. Got all your rappers blaring. But I'm not caring. Y'all want the chicken. The flow is barren. And now I'm blowing up. I think somebody pulled the hairpin. Like, go ahead, I'm at goddamn. Everybody's staring. I've been a bad bitch. Number one, there's no comparing. Look out my hair, yeah, I'm the dude. There's nothing I'm not staring. This ain't beef, it's not a feud. This is war I'm declaring. Changing gears, I'm in my Nissan driving like a McLaren. No, we don't stop the blue lights. Shoot at the cop and I'm scaring. Y'all know what we go do, right? Man, I'm in this bitch, been tearing. Pull the port on site, simply picking, I'm sharing. He think with kids, I'm the rarest. Sleep in this window, embarrassing. You also transparent. Go in there, you're unaware. I switch the flow, no transparent. Let me make it apparent. I already smoked the last one. I'm talking shit that they know every time I go to the rap and turn one to the mama things. Like mama out the case. I ain't never act my age. These songs quit the game of race. More things I need to say. Wish I would let them be played. Like think I'm the same many ways. Aspiring to write it. And how I've been with it. Change fire did this wired did. But now I'm turning up the gates. Inspired cold siren when you see Spicy on the stage. See, Spicy bitch, y'all know my ways will never change. I feel like Lobo fighting Superman. They know I'm off the chain. Y'all ain't shit compared to all these chemicals inside my brain. God damn, even off the beat, I'm still gonna win the same.
See, Spicy. Yeah, you got this beat was just very challenging for a lot of folks, and I feel like See Spicy has a thing where he tries to find him a rhythm, a pocket that he rides pretty much the entire way. And the way he had to write to this caused him to not be able to maintain his breath control. So towards the end there, you're struggling to get through that. There was some slick lines in there too, but they're hard to hear because you're rushing to get to that pocket, rushing those words out to get to them pockets. So you got to figure out how to clean up the flow so that you can get all your words out clear. Not having to rush words just to stay in a rhythm or stay in a pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because what you end up doing is, even if you can hear them, you're taking all the sting out of them. Like, and the worst thing to have is like a good line and the way that you deliver it is like sloppy. So that would be my thing. Like, I feel like see Spicy, I feel like I definitely see improvement that comes along each month. This month was a little bit rough, but I feel like it has a lot to do with the beat. But that also, you also gotta control and clean up how you putting that together and delivering it. Anybody else?
Nah. I just made the same observance as the last thing with this, like the flow pattern.
Supreme Analytics.
On Instagram, I got new music out. Got new music out next week. Thank you, everybody. I was at the barbecue, someone was willing to slam. What's be heard, barbacoa could be held. That sheep I wore, beat it up on sound. Hogwarts sheets, I ain't need to write this down. Magic, shake it out, it's looking like it's static. They were fitted kings, now they hide behind their badges. Money over everything, we flipped it under mattress. Some assaults met I ain't me poppy acrobatic. Flip spit, so they can't understand if the nose slide wrist made. Younger God savage, blunt side paint chip, legit big damage. So he led more head and sit up on the mantle. I'ma eat they sandwich and I'ma need they chips too. Sip juice till I'm pop falling off the roof. Got up and walk cause we got more shit to do. My belly talk like I'm Nas with the chip too. This ain't a song, the Nina sang along. Like, oh, Cinnamon, tell me where we gonna run to. They want us gone, they wanna drop the bomb. They wanna take a hang cause we reckless black in your life. I got one mic, but I'ma need the gun too. One mic fight, yeah, the other one shoot. No night light, sure it's the concerned sun soon. There will be no night light when sun come through. Damn, these niggas swine too. Stuck between crack rock and the benign zoo. Hard place to come up and not pick the gun up. Pork eat yours, but pork won't eat my food.
Malu, his content is dope. He has some really like descriptive lines, some slick metaphors too. I love the paint shit, lead, boy's head reference. Like that whole scheme was crazy.
I might have could have gave him a point higher maybe, but I still feel like the score was a little high on that one for y'all. But
yeah, I wanted to start looking at the scores. I mean, you definitely scored him low. We both had him at 8. Oh yes, I'm glad you brought that up because he did say he was waiting for this breakdown to get a good understanding of why you gave him a 5.5.
yeah, the content and the delivery all together, I just didn't think it was.
I'm gonna be honest with you. On the playback, I think I might have went a little high because of the delivery. Like, but in the moment that day, he was the first person to kick like a delivery that was more towards what I was like hoping for. You know what I mean? Like it was a little more comfortable. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of what influenced me. But he said some crazy shit in there too. I liked him. He was like I recall him as being like the first person to like really wake me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, yeah. So I mean, let me ask you, because if I don't ask you, because when we say his content and his flow, like you got him in the same spaces as like a Jordy or Chef Token who choked. What was it about his content and his flow that has him that far down for you?
Yeah, it was like he was in the same lane as far as like it just didn't seem, the delivery just didn't seem smooth to me. It was like how y'all saying, like rapping on that same beat pattern kind of vibe. It just
I do
didn't.
feel like each month, and this is not unique to this month, or this month is not unique from other months for Balu, but I feel like Balu struggles somewhere in delivering how he wants to. Like there's a challenge in the breathing, a challenge in the pacing. There's these pauses that occur, and that's.
I was gonna say, like I said, I could probably could have gave him a point more, but I feel like it probably balanced out because, like Nick said, he feel like might have gave him a little bit too high of a score.
Yeah,
So.
like on the playback, I probably would have did like a 7.5. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that.
With the delivery. You know what I'm saying? But it's all, and it's because of the delivery. But what it is though, in that moment in the night, I was, like I said, I was honestly kind of like bored with the way people had been rapping over that beat earlier in the night. It was just like it was like dragging on, and so I wanted to hear somebody to break that pattern up, and he kind of did that, and so I think that's what influenced.
I think I was waiting for
0.5.
I think I was probably waiting for the same thing too, but he just didn't do that for me. But
I can feel that. All right.
Yeah, definitely could have gave him a higher score, but it balanced out.
Check. Yeah. Between that street and this street is a writer's block. What you can hear is gas got siphoned off. High or not, I'm that type. A like the iron stocks, and I'm padded with the waist. That's the final straw. I Carumba. These vibes are strong. I'm a want to Tylenol. Find the door. Time went on. This guy's robot from Cybertron. More than meets the eye, y'all transformative. Nothing to lose but change, a world to win. Subordinates exhausted, nothing more to give. Core function, exploitation, unfortunate. Rise up, ooh, that's a belfries. Try, but ooh, snap a selfie. I'm of the working class, not wealthy. Trip like the wicked witch, I'm melting Anna Delvey. First, like an Apple store, she is bars, counterintelligence. Sit down with me, tell me shit. How can I help you with a fountain pen elegance? That's something in the trunk. Was it the sound of an elephant skirt? Fishtail, and I'm about to embellish it. Fuck around for the hell of it. Get out of your element, chump. Just ate a rapper, got the mouth of a pelican. Devout overzealousness. I'm down, but who else is in? Let's blow this joint, then blow this joint. Let's go to a point. We can hit the road, your boy be overjoyed. Outside, it's the same like an Australian roller coaster ride. Half the recipe on that stupid dumb shit. I rap the best, and plus I'll do with the trumpet. See you when you who's that future my bullet. Not scared yet, what if I ruin my mullet? I'm doing it, fuck it. Rap more about human injustice than lucrative subjects. Heard that? Listen to Scott's words. His verse slaps. Smith at the Oscars. RVA. Quality content, I promise.
Y'all fucks
Shout out
with
to
Dub
Dub
T,
T.
man.
Yo, Dub T makes me happy. I'll say I don't think it was his best performance. Like the beat wasn't for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he did his thing on it, and he like
I think he took a very creative approach to the way that he
he made it fun. Like he made it really fun. Like he's
Like,
awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, like he almost brings up topics like a stand-up comedian kind of.
Right.
Yeah. It's like he's really good. Like
Yeah.
I noticed like whenever he raps, I just start smiling, yo. It's just like something about like him rapping, like it makes me feel like how I felt like coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like rapping like and loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like
if you can ever
he
like
vibes.
if you can ever like put his mind inside of the flow of like the typical like rapper, like how we be, you know what I'm saying? It would be crazy.
But and like this, like yo, yeah, Dub T is just fire. He's
Yeah,
just
because
fire.
he's not your typical MC. I feel like he can only do what he does type of vibe.
Yeah, if I had to give Dub T some feedback, it would be not to be disciplined with, once again, with your rhyme schemes. Don't just, I feel like sometimes because he wants to say what he wants to say, like he'll just break the rhyme scheme. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just gonna say this right quick. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's cool because it'll be clever, but it's like there's ways for you to be as clever as you are while still being able to like keep that structure. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times he does. But
yeah, he'll keep him. He does break it on occasion.
Right.
But what's funny is then he'll do stuff like with those last two bars, that was like a full line rhyme joint. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah, no, he does that. That's what I'm saying. Like he definitely has the multi-syllable.
Like, he be on it. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I say that, because I feel like when he abandons it, it's either because he's doing it to be left field, or it's like, I just want to save this, so fuck it type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of can throw your shit off a little bit. Like,
I'm one of those people, like if I'm listening to somebody's like album or something and they just break a scheme like that, and like I'm listening to it and I hear like an easy fix, it's gonna bother me. I'm gonna like,
right. It's like, yo, we talked about
you could have kept it clean. Like, I do that all the time. I do that all the time. I hear somebody shit, and it's like they could have changed one word that'd make the whole scheme clean, but they just like throw it off.
Right.
I was like, there's an easy fix for that, man. Come on.
That could be a little bit of laziness, or it could be like, sometimes you got to spend a little bit more time with it.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
I like it. Jason went off.
Yeah, y'all a little bit today. Hey, yo, God said I'll fight for you, plus he said the revenge is mine. When your vision comes to fruition, you get some different eyes. Jesus never wore a suit at all, even when he died. And Judas didn't see it, because he believed in many wise. You see what happens when you believe in things you can see. Little did you know, this is more than just my enemy. I'm fighting spiritual fitness just to get up here to speak. This is friendly fire, watch the trigger squeeze. Man, who you sent for me? My 5 fingers of death can split the sea. I'll split your wings with holy water and feel like pins and needles. I'm ready to go to war with any Philistine. I'm sitting in the seat, riding shotgun like it's swimming clean. Might have support me on team skinny. I got skinny jeans. I done came to kill the dreamer, fool, with some silly string. If you coming with me, I suggest that you keep the peace that passes all understanding, like some single beats. If I hit you with it, it'll disintegrate your centerpiece. I got a bone to pick with y'all some chicken wings. Just because you hide your presence underneath the Christmas tree doesn't mean you hide your presence underneath the bigotry. I'll pull up to your crib right on Christmas Eve, kick down the door and show you my forbidden fruit. It's kind of bittersweet. We can agree to disagree, but just don't pick at me, cause it'll be the worst mistake you ever did in history. And this is what the children need. Pick up the gloves and get up the gun. I've seen too many kills in the sun. My chivalry is different, boy. It's still a shit to your stomach. You won't even know what hits you. Like Bruce Wayne with a 2-finger punch.
So you know what Jason did? Jason's he started hitting other notes, right? Other like notes in terms of rhythm, and Like instead of just hitting the down notes, it was it was like more percussive. You know what I mean? Like what Jason did, he did what he does just at a slower speed. Like Jason, what I like about him, his strong point is he has a percussive rap flow, right? So it's like he's drumming. You know what I mean? It's like stabbing. Yeah, it's like stabbing. He's stabbing. Like, it's like you getting mad puncture wounds all over you.
All kinds of puncture wounds in the beat. Always with Jason.
And he did that with this.
What I'll say too is Jason used to be very intimidated by slower paced beats. Like, you know, when you give him a slower paced beat, he would complain all month long about trying to figure out how to land his shit in there.
Because of how he flows.
Right. So with that being said, that was not something that we heard from him leading up into this. And he was very comfortable in finding his pattern. And that goes to show you his growth and his comeuppance as far as developing how he, you know, paces himself.
Yeah, and so like in this playback, right? I was listening to how he built it up, because what I remembered from that night that he was hitting his pockets on that same beat. So I listened to how he built it up, and he didn't just jump right into it. He walked us into it. Like he had a pattern that he kept for like 8 bars, and then he started adding like extra half bar rhymes in. Like at first he was going up and rhyming at the end of the bar, and then he started whatever. He led us into it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have to really do that technically speaking joint where I just like break down people's somebody's verse like beginning to end. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna really have to do that.
We need that.
End up breaking down one of them Trey Authentic verses. A lot going on in there. He went off this month too.
I'm making big noise on the low, like a silence on a shoddy blast. Shit sound like heavy breathing through a hockey mask. There's a boy who's in a stocking cap. I keep a thick stallion rubbing on my nuts.
Yo, hold on. Before radio, pause it. Sorry, we can do this. Yo, so this was when I really got excited, because this is when we got somebody who came in there with a structure and set up punch. Like this was clean. And this is exactly
and an effortless.
Yes, this is
effortless flow.
Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for, and this is what I wanted all night long. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is. Like this is the feel. Like yo, this was the first time throughout the night when I was able to just nod and zone out and just listen to a nigga kick a rap. I didn't have to actively like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could just zone out and listen to this nigga kick this hard ass verse over this beat because he was comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is different. This is elite. This is elite right here on this beat.
He sounded like a rapper supposed to.
A real rapper. Yes, he sounded like a real rapper. It was good.
Meet the plug with a sock.
Started from the top ski. Is it gonna be too much of a scrub?
You could tell when he started off.
It was and hold on, let me say one other thing. He didn't start on the downbeat. He let it drop, and then he came in. He came in on an offbeat. You know what I mean? That's comfortable. Boom. Like you're just talking. You're not trying to catch the beat as soon as it drops. Comfortable.
I'm making big noise on the low, like a silence on a shoddy blast. Shit sound like heavy breathing through a hockey mask. Cat. I keep a thick stallion rubbing on my nuts like a jockey's lap. Fam, show me love, meet the plug where the socket at. Fire to the head like a rocket attack. Shit to knock it out your back. Smell it through a pocket pack. Look, got a nigga tripping like I lost a map. When he spit it feel different like I lost a strap. Then I keep my circle small like a cul-de-sac. I color tracks and make the cover slap. They pump faking like they say they try and fight for how to hold me back. You don't really wanna run with a rapper that go Benny Hunter. Have them sweating like the stage of mini sauna. Fruits of my labor, I hold them. I'm a stingy farmer. Get it from the mud. Prima donnas never feel my drama. I'm on fire, y'all. Last start to climb a little high, y'all. Swinging from the chandelier side, y'all. Preaching my gospel, Joyce Myers, y'all. I'm known to be the one to make the move in the supplier call. Got locked and tried to hide the boy, but I popped up like whack-a-mole. Hit the lab in savage mode. Want the world to hear this, I attack the globe. Real thoughts and acid quotes. Killing them like calicos at the Alamo. It's too unfair, no two compare to a one-of-one. They hate my flight, they got their stomach tight like a cover bun. I've been writing songs all winter to make the summer run. Take my shot and leave your squad holy like you run with none. But trust, I keep me a clip like I funnel guns. With mics, I fumble none. 804 where the fuck I'm from. They say that's where the lovers come. Around here, niggas just let it get this shit. And that's 101.
I had him a 10. I had him a 10. That was my first 10 of the night. The boy was rapping. Almost every line was potent. You know what I mean?
I gave him a 9.5. That shout out to that because son, when we talking about flow switching, Son did a lot of different pockets. He hit a lot of different pockets, like a professional pickpocket at an amusement park. You like a professional thief at an amusement park. Son hit a lot of pockets, son. You know what I'm saying? Like he was comfortable. That's something you'll hear.
I ain't been in here forever, man. My first time coming with y'all that Tango Biscuits, man. I like this.
It was good. Surprise, man.
I miss y'all. That's all I really gotta say, man. I go by Luxury Prize, LXRY.PRIIZE. Follow me, man. I miss y'all, man. Look. Look, I'm different than everything you thought I was. Since kindergarten, been acting the fool that fuck around and caught a buzz. Backstab and triple cross for what I thought I loved. Always had a good heart, but it's fuck y'all. All you all was always thug. Street nigga with the heat nigga, but all I needed was a hug. A little love and attention, but all I met was soda drugs. So it's fuck y'all. Look, and I mean that it's fuck y'all. Look. Now I'm feeling like Mr. Fuck your sister, I might lick her up. She suck on the tip and choke until she get the hiccups. They like, oh shit, bro. But it's only disrespectful to an only missionary. Won't suck it cause it's scary minded individual. Feel like link with the pockets I get into. Can you grasp what you witness to? Sonny, listen, I hit a few the illest spitting. You feel it when I hit the grooves. It's amazing that I could include, but it's fucked up. Yeah. And I mean that, it's fuck y'all. Look, give a fuck about your accolades and the team you with. Fuck y'all bimbos, even if you was limbos, I wouldn't duck y'all, no permissions needed. If the mood get heated, bet I touch y'all. Play the homies, treat you like sprays with decay. What dog? I move on different systems, we would never
comfortable.
Which buttons rearrange, dude? Just imagine what 2Ks do. Fuck the games, mental on Dr. Strange. Never switched on what I rep and claim. No GPS with that finesse, you know we got the range. So just follow me. What do you say to the naysayers that think that you ain't gonna bring?
Am I frozen? Ease, are you there?
I'm going to say
Yo,
Yep.
did the video stop sharing?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Prize got comfortable.
Prize got comfortable.
His delivery is crazy. It's all good. I feel like overall, I feel like he was just having fun. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like a competitive verse.
Right. You know, Prize gets into those bags where he want to give you a hook and he just want to kind of just talk his shit, but it's not really like he's not really attacking.
Prize back or was he visiting?
Huh?
Is he back or was he visiting?
He's back.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that.
So I could expect him to get competitive at some point.
Yeah. So I mean that's what I'm hoping we're gonna see soon. He hasn't signed up just yet for the next one. Hopefully he does. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, because see how I looked at it, I just figured he just like in town and just did it while he was in town.
No, he's back. He's back. He didn't actually move as far as he intended to, as he was planning on moving. So he's around. So you know, ain't much to give feedback on there. We know what it is with Prize when he wants to compete. And that just wasn't what that was.
Everybody in the back, y'all feeling good tonight? Come on, make some noise one more time for RVA Rap Elite. All right, so we're gonna let the beat breathe for a second. Shout out to Name Brand. Put me on the same team, same beat. Everybody, I want y'all to do me a favor. While we in here tonight, if you can't put your hand up in the air with me one time, just hold your hand up in the air with me one time. Everybody that can see me clear. And just follow me through here. Yo, yo, yo. Now everybody in the 804 know I'm repping for Southside. Give it up for fair roll. Let's go. Now everybody in the 804, make some noise. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. And just like that, I brought you down already. Bound you up from the ground, you was bound to be found with Betty. White pages look deadly, red running, no semi. Draw out across the blues, now you show obituary. It's a hairy situation when you down in the pit. Must be one with your senses, hold it down, no sweat. Do this with motivation and hopes that you reinterpret every word that I have spoken unless you plan to repent. Only scripts from the book of the dead, no violent heads, but still will bang your temple like metalheads. Well, I slip, not a chance, but you'll just think it's a dance. Call it an airplane, cause I kick it using my hands. Rock steady, nigga, straight from the field, one with the wheel, pick up your feathers, nigga. Phoenix came back to Kleenex the game, but call me Arrow, nigga. Pull back on the boat and make them quibble. I got that message, nigga. Got his got returned to sender. This hyena came to try to massacre. You drove a dice. My Malachi works the light, as bright as day and black as night. No MC shall escape without recite. Your weapons fall won't prosper. Give them no ring, cause tonight is on caution. Give them some hang time, even though they don't fit the roster. It's a genre. Now let me stop playing with niggas. They gonna be the rhyme long beat like 1, 2, 3, forget it. No poet enough for you to flow with me. To both to let you finish your quote, so I kill the dreamers. This neo soul back in the matrix. The non-believers, an angel over devils potted, gifted the keepers. They pivot the peepers. No options in this reality. Just get it poppin', not jaw rivers. Even in watermark pressing on so intense. For a go when I pay for it flows, taking your rent, land forward. The through body, bossy out with the pin. Not mighty using the sword, just a love crafted within. Barrel Gamo never makes it fair. It costs a fair to get up this affair. Barrel Gamo when you see the drip is clear. Yeah, crystals on the king, but no me as fresh prince. They hand upon thy rock, then knock you some good sense. This is will of God.
All right. So, same situation like with Shava.
Mm-hmm.
You giving me 5 different vocal tones throughout this verse, damn near. You going from here to there, too many antics, especially for a person who's got a pen like that.
Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't score him as high as usual. Cause yeah, it was a
I
little
can't
bit.
follow it.
Yeah, it was hard.
It's hard to follow. It's hard to follow. Like you changing your pitch, you changing your tone, you changing the flows, like, but you're changing the flows not in a. It's like chaotic, but
Yeah.
your pen is crazy. Your pen is
Crazy.
much.
Here's the thing. Here's
Your
the thing,
pen is
yo.
crazy.
Sonny's pen is crazy. This is the thing, yo. It's just like, all right. And it's like I told the line with saying things like this, right? Because it's like could be viewed as like asking someone to dumb themselves down, right? But it's really not dumbing yourself down, though. That's the whole thing. Because like, and I want people to understand that, like, it's harder to say something profound with a few words than it is to give somebody a whole paragraph trying to get your point across, right? Like to get your point across in a sentence as opposed to a paragraph it takes way more skill and you have to be that much more meticulous, right? His pen is crazy. If he could put it into, and this is what I like, the sort of shit I hate to say, but like when 804 Rail came on, it sounded like rap. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like a rapper. It just sounded like a mixtape. Like I could just close my eyes, press play, and just go, right? And I can catch everything. You know what I mean? And he's still doing complex shit. The extra part, like the part that kind of like separates you is when you get to that point where it's just like you don't have to actively listen. Like you can just like you can just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just kick your shit and we can just nod our head to it. You know what I mean? As opposed to actively listening and following along. But I am an active listener. So it's not to, it's like, it's hard to say that. You know what I mean? Like you want people to be active listeners. But what I mean is like with like an 804 Rail, the way the flow is put together and packaged, it makes it easy.
The point is the difference between being an active listener and you forcing me to do mental gymnastics. Like I'm having to do mental gymnastics in order to not only get what you're saying, but to weed it out of how you're jumbling the words and jumbling the content.
We're looking for the rhymes.
Right.
We're looking for the pattern, the rhyme, and for it to land in a spot that makes our head nodding comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point is when music is on, you want to be able to nod your head to it. And you don't want words to come in that's going to throw your head nod off. You know what I mean?
Right. And and the thing is with Pharaoh, like
and I'm not saying that about him specifically, but that's just in general as well.
Well, I want to be specific in this instance, and because I feel like Pharaoh is a very talented MC, and there needs to be a breakthrough for him because it's a reoccurring thing. Sometimes it's smoother than others, but the issues with what you're doing are consistent. You already have obscure references. Fine.
That's a great thing.
That's a great thing. Fine. But when you are not disciplined in how you deliver that and how you structure that, it makes it, once again, just like we were talking about earlier, you're doing a better job of it than what we would say maybe like a Cypher Alexander as far as organizing your thoughts and organizing your structures, but you deviate.
Yeah, he will deviate at points.
And you know that you're doing it because you're cramming words and like stop trying to do the extra performative shit. You don't need that. You don't need that stuff that you're doing for entertainment factor. It's not it. That ain't it. That's not your style. You don't got to do that. Give us that pen. Serious up. Serious up. You know what I'm saying? Like put that chip on your shoulder, put some venom behind that shit, like, and focus on the conviction of it. That does not mean start growling. That does not mean start yelling. That just means focus in, stay in that pocket.
You know what I would say? I would say write a rap where you model your delivery after a delivery that you know, like one that's popular, one that like a song, like a song that you like, the way the person raps on that, write a rap like that. You know what I'm saying? And do what you do, but write a rap using whatever cadence it is like that. You know what I mean? And just as a way to just like practice writing in a contained, structured, you know what I'm saying, manner. Like when I was like developing as a writer, I followed people's blueprints. I followed a lot of blueprints rapping, like coming up. Like I did not come up with all of my own patterns. You feel what I'm saying? Like I mimicked and I copied patterns as I came up. I rapped like all of my favorite rappers. All of my favorite rappers, I used to rap just like them. You know what I'm saying? And I learned those skills. And then as I got older and became and realized who I am as a person, I ended up taking elements and infusing them into the MC that I am today. But it is okay to model yourself after an MC that you admire. You know what I'm saying? And do that as a way to learn. You know what I mean? Like,
and this is a take
that for people who don't have a lot of structure to their raps. Follow somebody who has structure and rap like them. Copy it. Put your own shit into it, and you will develop your own style from it.
Right. Once you master the ability to have the structure, then you can deviate.
Yeah.
But it's hard to deviate in a controlled manner when you haven't mastered structure yet. Because then it's a mess. You know, it's like,
because this is the thing. When you look at all of the champions, they all have impeccable structure. They all have impeccable structure. The thing that is most impressive about Trey Authentic is the structure of his raps. It's the scaffolding.
The structure in his raps and him being able to, because he is mastered structure so much that he can do within that structure. Like, it's like, wow, how is he saying so much within this structure? Like, how is he going into these different flows within this structure?
Listen, you guys, the structure is why I'm snapping. You feel me? When I'm snapping, it's because somebody has like built a scheme, like built a scaffolding of consonants and vowels and syllables that come together and coalesce in a way that's beautiful to the ear. You know what I'm saying? That is why I'm snapping. Key Speech be snapping. He be doing that shit. Like, that's what it's all about. It's all about structure. It's all about organization, order. God respects order, in rap is all about like that order. And even if you're a wild style, the reason wild style is sweet is because it jumps out of the pattern, though. It's not because it's all over the place. It's in a pattern and it jumps out. You hit people with the wild style. You know what I mean? So that's like your secret move, but everybody has to be able to just kick a straight 16. Like if your joints don't line up and you can't just line up like a quick 16, like 16 lines, then there's a structure problem. You know what I'm saying? Like a clean 16.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
16 lines. That's 4 sets of 4. You know what I mean? Like when I used to think of 16s, I used to be like, all right, shit, I need 4 crazy punchlines. You know what I'm saying? That needs to go at the end of each 4. You know what I mean? Like each 4 bar, I'm like, all right, I need 4 crazy punchlines, and then see if I can sprinkle metaphor on the 2s. And you know what I mean? Like I was that like meticulous about growing up. You know what I mean? And like now I just rap and I speak. But I was that meticulous and intentional about everything when I was coming up in this shit.
Yeah, no, that's real. And it's like for me, I deviate from schemes at will, and I'm very rebellious to that. Like I use multi-syllabic rhyme schemes and like full line rhyme schemes as I choose and please, but I'm not a person that likes to give you like, I'm not going to give you 16 bars in the same scheme because I feel like it's amateurish. Or I feel like it's not even amateurish. I feel like it's I don't know. It for me, it just it's not like, I like my shit to be more conversational. So when I feel like I see that being like, when I'm doing that, it feels like it's more, I feel forced. I feel like it's forced. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's just my own shit because I've already mastered that technique. Like I've done it. I can do it. Like I can do it in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to me, it's like the fun is of breaking it. Like that's the excitement for me.
But you have you've done it that much though.
Yeah. Right.
You've done it so much that you have fun breaking it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta think like there was Benny, son. You know what I'm saying? Like what I love about Benny is the fact that he holds those structures. You know what I mean? Like that's what makes it fun to listen to him specifically, though. You know what I mean? What I like about Jay is that that he will do the structures and he won't have the structures.
And I think maybe that's the school I'm from. But so I like that's probably why I'm the way I am.
But see, I also like somebody like Big Pun who has impeccable structuring. You know what I'm saying? Like impeccable.
Big L.
Impeccable structuring.
Impeccable.
Fabulous.
And here's the thing.
Crazy structuring.
Here's the thing. Pun, impeccable structure, but more wordplay focused.
Yeah.
Flow focused.
Yes.
Big L, impeccable structure, but more punchline focused.
Look, Fabulous, impeccable structure, but syllable focused.
Yes, and punchline focused.
And punchline, yes.
Let's keep going.
Go.
What up? We had 420 this week, you know what I'm saying?
This verse was awesome. It's crazy.
Earlier, man. I'm on cloud 9.
You got a 10 from me.
I'm ready to turn over. We'll have some fun. Yo. Okay. Look. Okay, I met a rap scene while I was pumping some gas. He said everything he hears people fuck with his ass. So I told him, cop from me, you can get a lot for free. He said, what I want is strong. I said, that's what you got with me. He said, I need something strong, bars that knock me off my feet. I said, I got them Zanny bars, her 30s, oxy. He said, I'm only copping if them 30s is cheap. I caught last episode, the last 30s is weak. Okay, a lot of niggas thinking they ass, but they ain't that. You got a high standard for music? My shit crack good. Niggas just pretend with they raps. They just act good. Be one nice and they whole pack. They like some backwoods. I got to calm my bars down. The drug is too strong. The judge gonna make me do 25 like it's a school zone. The feed was like hitting the pack cookie. Heard the bars in it. Started bars left to the right like you trade off in it. I forgot more dope shit than you ever wrote before. You was nice and nobody knows you. Bitch, you over for. I OD on a op. That's opioid. Now tell the whole world I'm a plug. That's vocal cord. These lines white. Like a receiver. I done ran some days. This smack. Bring memories back. Like when your grandma stayed. These ciphers is like working the gym. And I done ran some plays. Bitch, you better not play with my pen. I'm like a hand grenade. So don't trip. I'm like a key to get flipped. These words me is a zip. These words is lean, take a sip. Y'all probably catch a contact, my past and me take a slip. You're rocking back and forth like, girl, turn up degrees in the whip. Boy, you can thank me with a spoon. I'm the nicest in the room. I'm a microphone of oxycodone, biking in the shrooms. I'm a chemical of habit. You can wake me up and bag it. I can break your shit in church, but I be causing organ damage. I'm the custody in the blood. I'm a smoker in the blood. This is the first time you've seen a drug dealer that's a drug. If you think you have the time, hell, I'm 2 feet above. The Reba J1 drifting like the juice in the jug. I'm fucking dope, nigga.
The whole story theme of that whole verse was crazy.
Fire.
Story, punches, shots, everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was fire.
Very, very, very well orchestrated verse.
Organized, focused, a theme that is elite. That is elite right there. Like it was that was good, man. Like that's like a paper, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a paper you write at school. You come in, you make your thesis statement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like yo, I think those last scores, y'all hyped it.
I'm so surprised.
I'm a crazier drug. You know what I mean? Like, and then prove your point throughout it. Take thoughts, you know what I mean? Like flows, like he's switching it every 4. He's doing different flows, but he's switching it at the right times, every 4 bars. You know what I mean? Like there's structure, there's organization, there's order, there's discipline. That like Wansky is the epitome of a disciplined rapper. You know what I mean? Like that is good. It's good.
Clean.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't prepared for the sudden death.
Yeah,
I was too. I was very surprised, and he was like, "Oh," like he even said to me, "He's like, oh, I didn't know you was gonna do that to me." I'm like, "What you mean? You came up here and rapped that? What you?"
You always gotta be ready for the sudden death. I was surprised. Like I thought,
I was very surprised
after hearing
he said
that,
some slick shit in the sudden death, but he wasn't. But he didn't have a full.
Like Trey was actually prepared for it. You
right,
know what I mean? Right. It's like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like with him writing, with him having that first verse, he should have known. He should have known, son. You know you're gonna have that, yo. You knew that verse was gonna get you in there. That verse was crazy. Don't shortchange yourself.
I'm trying to think if he was in there from the beginning. I think maybe they had that 420 or that festival performance earlier in the day.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if he just wasn't all the way invested.
Yeah. I get it. Hey, I get it. But that was an amazing verse. You know what I'm saying?
And much respect for the fact that they played both stages that day. That's insane. Let me just say that. They played a huge festival down in Portsmouth, big stage, hours before getting to Richmond from Portsmouth. They played that stage at like 6:00 and was down here in time to hit the stage and still went crazy. So super salute to Kello and Wansky for that.
Shit, bro. As always, you gotta listen. I was gonna talk a lot of shit right now, but yeah, just listen. Yo, hey, look, like Nick effortless. I just do this shit effortless.
It's funny, yo, Nick effortless.
Can't see where they headed because they headed off their neck and shit. I'm scratching on the records with checker flags and licorice. Sticks get a stick and you can make a lick get rich. All from snatching niggas' necklaces. But this time it's hoodies getting mob like goodies. Better get up and get out before I giddy up and wreck this shit. Besides wine, if you want with me in the cipher, then your dub got a nice little dash right next to it by default. At first I was like,
I don't know how he be doing this shit. It's fire. He got his own style.
But nigga, I'm the nicest.
We're gonna talk about this because this is
a good example.
Yes.
It's a good example.
So y'all can take them scores back. Like before that, it was street ball. Never needed validation, nigga. Life is like a seesaw. saw. It's Keller on stage every third Sunday. No gunplay bars, still rapping the elite dog. Respect the vocal chain, I've been the keynotes of feature. I do this shit for real when my shows work like Jesus. I thought I'd been turned y'all believers, but now you meet the tune of the reaper. Look, the name is Keller, I'm your keynote speaker. My pop flip keys, that's why Kilo Ether ain't no MVPs. We don't need those neither. You can hear me snatching niggas hoodies through the fucking speakers, cause I'ma learn them. Damn, Bobby Womack and Tina Turner, open hand, I will handle shit for we in person. Sudden death, I made dealers, elite in person. They like Kello's not human, nigga, he's a person. I squeeze the mic like white women be squeezing purses. Y'all dance on stage, nigga, 9-7, lean your shoulder. I fuck the beat until my penis poetry. A golden skin across the face of a seen opponent. Nigga, I need it, you can see me posting. Y'all taking L's like a Samuel seen the trophy. Y'all dream big, I dream larger, I'm larger. Niggas paying the rap cause I told radio to charge it. But nigga, what's a plug to a socket? Payola for that nigga that's been lurking through my comments and verses you popping. In person you awkward. Kello, nigga. Alright.
So Kello,
let's talk about him.
Has an uncanny ability to break his rhyme schemes and make it intriguing.
Let me say something though. Hold on. Before you go from that point, he breaks his rhyme schemes, but brings them back like 2 bars later. That the thing that's exciting about him is, you know, there's going to be another rhyme. It's just where it's going to land. You know what I mean? But they keep coming back to back. So it's not like you're getting left out to dry without something that rhymes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like if you're gonna have the free sort of, like, I'm gonna call it a freestyle, but it's not a freestyle, but like in terms of free, like free style. Yeah, freedom, a freedom style. Like you have to. You still gotta drop them rhymes in there. He's constantly doing that. Like it's a very unique but fun style to listen to. And there is also a cadence of like you can nod your head to it. Like you don't, there's never a point where you can't nod your head. You know what I mean? And that's what's key. You know what I mean? Like head nod ability, like listenability, right? Listenability. And the fact that he's dropping rhymes in there still, even though he's breaking it up, it's fluid, it's free. I don't know how to explain his style, but it's dope.
Yeah, it's super unique. I will say that this content-wise was not my favorite Kello verse. I mean, I still gave him a 9.5.
That's the
but
only
I
thing that
could have gave him a 9. I did feel like content-wise, this verse was a little lazy. There's sleep. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's what kept me from giving him a 9.5 is the content, because the flow, like y'all saying, was crazy. But yeah.
So the thing is, there weren't, and he's never really like been a real punch heavy sort of person, but there isn't.
Nobody's clever.
There's a lot of clever and wit. Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't as much of that. You know what I mean? Like things to like take away from it, like lines to take away.
Right. It was a lot. It was more plain. It was more like stating what he wanted to state. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And doing the unique.
It's matter of fact. It's real matter of fact.
Very matter of fact.
It's straightforward, but dope though. At the same time, it's weird how he does that. But I think it has to do with the wordplay though, and the string of thoughts. It's like the thing about him is like he's constantly stringing you along. It's like you're constantly pulling. Like what's the things the magicians have, and you're like pulling the flags or whatever out, and it's just like another color. You know what I mean? You're just like following it along.
Or it's like flying a kite. Like he has like that flying a kite kind of energy, like where, you know, it's like it darts this way and then it darts that way, but it's like, you know, but it's but it's in
all
control. It's like
all on a
it's
string.
It's all on the string. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so it never is off. You know, it's just constantly in control of it, but it's moving how it wants to move. Like, and that's kind of what I see when I hear Kello rap. But that was the only thing. I think if there would have been a little bit more potency in some of those lines, it would have took it over the top for me. But still a dope performance as always from Kello. But I think that's the one slight thing that separated it.
Y'all pretty much family now. Make some noise. The big stopper is here. Let's go, DJ. Bring me. I want to rap. Y'all with me? Y'all gonna rock with me? All right, let's go. Bro, like, look. What if I told y'all that they lied to us? All of the gimmicks and images they provide to us. I think it's clear that the system be trying to fine-tune us. Well, it won't be a fine summer if the consumer don't sum it up. It divide through all the fake shit. Or y'all think it's a game when the system console us? That's like death to an Atlanta legend. They dilute us. If you watch, I'm like Tupac. And though I rhyme you, but good and all, I can't act like Trey when I'm cool as ice. I'm a dope boy, nigga fight who what? I keep some nice shooters. If you die to be these Glocks, I ain't the type to go back and forth. I'm actually I feel yawn, I'm like moving. They think I'm crazy while dice shooting. I see those for the green. I need those for the team. Got 3 holes on my seat. My queens know I'm supreme. One leaned over the seat. If I deep stroke, she a scream. We greet close and we beat. We reload and retreat. Tranquilize, you take a shot and he's going to sleep. Placebos for the weak. They say it's hot, I think it's hot, but we know it's deceit. Casinos in the streets, cause it's a risk. Searching for a lick, get hit with a brick. Like Debo, or what you mean? Niggas fucking with me. I've been a king. I literally was lit early. There's been a thing. I entertained like MJ. If you can't decide which MJ, that's renegade. You know I can't decide MJ or renegade. I never been afraid. That's how I got the juice in 1 minute day. I put in work and long ass nights to get this way. I'm talking big off. If I flex a muscle, that's chitty bang. Crazy A. I ain't have to lift the weight to lift this nigga's fake. Oh, let's talk about beef. That's big mistakes. You ain't gonna hurt nobody. Go home with your kid and play. Lemonade. My queen bee dropping albums. No. Ain't no nothing.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yo,
Go home with your kid and play.
That was crazy.
My bitch, I'm thinking laid down for the progress. I know there's a lot to digest. We don't got a lot of time left. I'm a power bomb threat. You can't measure my style and my flow with a Pyrex. And I'm not on the web stirring shit up. That's not where I'm to find that. Real life is where I'm at. Yeah.
So with
so
go ahead.
I feel like the beat gave him fits.
Yep, you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say. The penning was crazy on that joint.
The pen was crazy. He just couldn't find his
get all the way in pocket. He was like a little bit fast for the pocket, like a little bit fast, a little rusty, just a little bit.
And then it wore him out towards the end, so you started to he just drifted off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the way he said the MJ line could have been crazy, but like he couldn't get the MJ, like he couldn't get it out right. You know what I mean? So that it would hit right. But like that was impeccable writing. That was great writing.
And great writing.
It's just like the beat.
And it's like what he does really well that I think is unique for him in comparison to any other top MCs is that Rel has the ability to punch within talking about some things. Like he can talk about real shit.
Punch within a bigger story.
A bigger story. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about, he's never just, and I ain't say never. He has his times where he's just gonna talk his shit and punch back to back. But he punches within.
He's just talking about something.
Like he could be talking about a social commentary piece and like tell a story and punch within that. And have a big one though, like a big punch. You know what I'm saying? Like a haymaker.
Like that's like a battle rapper like punching within an angle. You know what I'm saying? Like
punching within an angle.
Like punching within an angle. It's funny how we relate everything back to battle rap. Yeah. When you're talking technicals though.
Well, yeah, when you ciphering and battling, there's a fine line in there. You know what I'm saying? You be smart to study battle rap and when entering into a cipher, because essentially you are both trying to elicit reactions from the audience. You know what I'm saying? So and Rel does a great job of that within the cipher structure. It'll be interesting to see how he continues to develop as a battler. Shout out to May 20th, Run My Fade, Rel Life versus Era Hardaway. That's going to be very interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
Very
That's
interesting.
Going to be real interesting.
So, but yeah, that's all with Rel. Like, you know, it could have easily have been a 10. He just couldn't find that pocket. That beat kicked him off. That beat was kicking y'all ass all night long. That beat was kicking y'all ass.
Yeah. Yo, that's why the whole thing has been about comfortability. Like this whole recap right here has been about comfortable. Like who's comfortable, who's not. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
All right, let's go.
Yo, Cooler was comfortable. Hold on. Can you stop it real quick? Before we go into it, can you pause it 1 second? I want to say this as we go into this. Kula switched her flow 1,000 times, and every single time it was clean. From what I remember, she never fell off beat. She never lagged behind. She was never too fast. She was right in pocket, no matter what pocket it was. Her syncopation with that beat was on A1, and that is why she got a very high score for me, because I was just impressed with her ability to deliver all of those different cadences, stream of thoughts, and have it deliver it clean. This was a clean delivery.
Facts.
Never been one, never think the pieces of time with the whole thing. Put on the neck, but not buried over the track. Call it a soul train. Never been a quitter, never been lazy. Could have been a sugar, kind of lazy. Yeah, that shit's just amazing. Ain't I try to say goodbye, like the wasted crazy. But I really can't deny. Rap Elite has raised me. When I'm a shit on y'all. Hot flash like a menopause. And I walk in the booth in the middle pause. I'm old school like hell, but I can't go in the fit of a jaws. I spit like a speech impediment. You drowning in my flow cause you settled like a sediment that sink or swim. I don't give a fuck about him or her. I grab the mic and block that on this beat. Yeah, it's kind of a blood. I'm ocular. I see you. I know you see me. I sent you niggas last year, so please get off the 50. The areola, mind controller, now you is my minions. You niggas ain't got no platform, so please don't your opinions. In addition, I'm a problem when I multiply them dividends in. I ride the track for balls and then I blend the synonyms in. The focus like some shit is precise. Gorilla shit like Mars Night. I'm 31 famous, you just vanilla, baby. Nice. God damn, I'm so old school. I write brothers bars till them jet blue in your face. Blowing sparkling flame, causing a stink like who dealt it? Bumping in the street like girl, bitch. You felt it. Queen of C, you just a rapper. I promote and host. Yeah, my tongue it does the most. You swear I caught the home and go. When I get on stage, you know I love the folks. I'm working niggas out of state. Shooting the killer, coast to coast. But if you got the balls and click, enough to drop my name, yo. Just so I keep looking down the rappers like the jingle. But when you look up, young buck, don't get fucked up. I got that knuckle, you fucking you nothing get tough. And all my people stay on Michael Jackson, know you get touched. But if you run them up, got the tools to keep you stuck. My clip will make you river dance on 40 clothes. Call it good luck. I'm Will Smith and Chris Rock, baby. That's why you starstruck.
Impeccable timing. Her timing was impeccable.
Especially to be doing that much. You know, this is another example of some things we saw people trying to do earlier that we're not able to do. Changing shifts in vocal inflection, shifts in performance, and changing flows, and just and raising your voice and doing these characteristics and antics. Kula does antics better than anybody. Sometimes it can throw her off, but when she's on,
yeah, she does it in an elite way. That's elite. That is elite antics. That is an elite antic. You know what I mean? Like
that Macy Gray shit, fire. Perfectly in pitch too. Like she sounded just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's only Kula can pull that off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's her bag. You know what I'm saying? That's her bag. You try and go in that bag, you might play yourself. Might get lost. You might play yourself. Yeah.
But she's good at that. But with the real thing though, the real talent in there is her timing. Her timing. Like she has rhythm. I've never seen Kula dance, but I bet she can dance. Her rhythm, her timing is on point. You feel what I'm saying? Like she hits every single one of those pockets comfortably. She's not looking for the beat. She's in the beat. She's not looking for it. She's in that joint. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to her. I remember that from that night. I was just, because that's what I was listening for. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. So she hitting the flow joint. All right, cool. Let me listen. And then I was just like, go ahead.
I've never seen a score like that though. It's like, it was very interesting. Like you gave her
that score. Yeah, I know.
Well, no. It just the symmetry of her score. So you gave her a 10, I gave her a 9, and Ease gave her an 8. Like I don't think I've ever seen a score that broken up, and I can see how it could make sense across the road. I would have given her higher than an 8.
Well, to me, she was in that dub T area. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. Because the content wasn't
how it balances.
Yeah, the content really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but the delivery was hard. But you know what I'm saying? I couldn't.
I got you on that. Like, yeah, I got you on that. Like you're saying, like Dub T's content.
This wasn't Cooler on the roof.
It wasn't cool on the roof, like with the wild bars. But like I'm trying to tell you, like I honestly was impressed with the way she was landing that shit. Like because
but I do feel like it was one of her better performances. It was one of her better. It may be the second best performance. Or no. Not that.
I felt like
a month before the roof was crazy too.
Like I felt like Jason was better than her that night, or deserved a higher score that night.
Here's the thing. I don't know about that, because here's my thing. If we're talking content, Jason also is another person that wins off of the delivery, the stabbing, the passion, the conviction. Not so much the content. It's not so much the pen. You know what I'm saying? Like if we was to bust it down in the bars, I would think that she could have edged Jason a little bit.
I think so. And I think so. But this is the thing. Because listen, let me stamp my 10, right? Because now I'm giving them out, right? So look, it's a thing. It's a thing now. I'm giving them out. I ain't saying I'm giving them out every month, you know what I'm saying? But I'm giving them out, and I'm giving them out for reasons that resonate with me. You know what I mean? And that night, like I said, I was the way that people had been rapping on the beat. It was like repetitive. Not even though everybody wasn't rapping the same, just like the way it was hitting on the beat. So when the way she landed that timing, there were so many timing issues that night. So many timing issues. And the way that she had impeccable timing is just like A1. Like Busta Rhymes is one of those people who has impeccable timing. Like,
she can do a lot and can do a lot within that timing. That's the thing.
And that's
that's the special part about it. Yeah. All right, let's keep it going. Whoa, it's the queen.
Shout out to Mila.
Never to worry, I got range. Ice in the snow, cold game. Forever a flurry, all rain. Tell by the grip we are not tame. Talking that shit, but it's not games. I get it jumping, hopscotch, fold the trick up in 3 ways. Twist the leg out a red dot. Always the squares that beast up. I alter my beast and beast up. Tagging the loose, they play up. Guess you can't duck if you ain't up. Talking that junk, Prince Sanford. Moving the people, Fred Hampton. All in the hood, heavy handed. When you were saying I was Miss Manford, I put a charge on the bitch. Assistant pimping your bed not. Baby, proud of my shit. I will be keeping the hand cocked. Straight to the face, Chris Rock. Can't be jiggy with that shit. I'm on my daily behavior. Don't be joking with this chick. Really be thinking they choose pop. Must be ego or cocaine. Thug with your life, but you're not pop. Still, I hit them all same. See you a rat, I know. I'm setting a trap for Vibo and getting them snatched. Lipo, taking his back, Vibo. Still, they can throw me shame. And really be thinking it's hell. Jump out the street with the flame. Chiquita in bed. Killing the bull, matador. I'm thinking the style's a metaphor. Maniac with a metaphor. Changing the game, telephone. Love it, I hate it, don't matter for me. Cause your shit is ass responsible. Getting no love in the story. But you been fooled, Montessori. Thinking you quit, I'm sonic. Filter the shit, bionic. So if it's a smoke, I run it. Get in that ass, clone on it. Prime time TV, cut off your toes, DR. You need an EMT and the TLC. TR, squat pissing on peons. They be on crutch, cause niggas fly till I catch her like Eon Flux. Charge like no Eon. Remember the day for Eon. Cold as they say, free on. Hate with the shit, Eon. Split in your face, Klingon. Go back in the fourth King Kong. At your door, ding dong. Catching the clip, bang bong. Hit him and leave him surgery. You spit fire surgery. I live in perjury. I live in the heat, murdering. Not naming you just a courtesy. I'm double whatever courtesy. That 50 times 2 better 100. You never served me, Trent.
Now that is an example of faster cadence, flow switching, but punching all throughout, yo. Punch after punch after punch.
The thing about Mila, man, is like she has such a signature style of the one-liners, the zingers, like the back-to-back one-liners. I've never known anyone that rap like that consistently.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Like that's their style.
Yeah, like people do that for stretches, and it'd be difficult to do that for a stretch. You know what I mean? Like she'll do this like every single time out the gate. It's like, yo, how do your brain just constantly think of them like that? You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard.
Yeah. And the unique flow pattern on that beat too. Like that was
there's a lot of signature styles in Rap Elite, yo.
Absolutely. It's the beautiful
talking about Kello.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Real Life got a signature style.
Real Life, 804 Rail, Kula, Mila, Dub T,
Jason,
Jason, Fizzle.
And really it's all about who masters themselves. You know what I mean? Like who masters themselves the quickest. You know what I mean? Like
and who's in their pocket the best that night. That's what we get. I think what happened with Mila, there was a couple of little sloppinesses in there, and then there was this one time where she reacted to the reaction. Yeah. She laughed, it made her laugh how the crowd reacted. And she knew that. But her score was crazy. But that might have been a little difference maker for her. But yeah.
Yo, Okay. Love, it's the best dope to have in your life. I'm not your average pusher. Fix the nose and get it right. They pushing past the boogers. Different flows, the pen is nice. King like in Sacramento. That's a fact. You sleep with the Mac. You feel like I'm Ashton Kutcher. Took a stab at that. If I status picture is finished it, I could have finished this since I should have. This the experiment. And my hypothesis is I get the hoodie a fucking get. And my conclusion, couple confusion. I got a bunch of tears, but don't be foolish, cause I go stupid. Boxing like Uncle Ben. They tired of choosing like they in school and they lost their balance.
Yo, hold on, son. Yo, the structure. Sonic Cootie, Uda, hip and also in, Uda, 50 covers in, like yo, internal, external rhyme schemes, plunges, like multis, like like schemes, meta, like everything, yo.
The clinic.
He's snapping. Yeah, it's a clinic, yo. Someone's like, yo, listen to them internal externals, man. I'm a sucker for those.
No time wasted.
But confidence, but none is compatible. Who the one? I'm the animal. Get a gun, I'm attacking you. And it's funny, spitters come surround a style like capital. Get too close, I might just grab a pistol. Magazines, we got an issue. Knock them out the arm and body. I think it's Captain Get You. They gon' take this so hard. Giving them bars with no bond. It's 8:04, but I'm on the beach. Feeling like Zohan. I'm checking temperatures. And I put the lid up in literature. So get familiar. Okay, clap quick. Chlamydia. Cause one ain't sick enough. This is gonna be the fire that piss them off like it's gonorrhea. These spitters out be killing us.
Not trying to find the beat. He's not trying to find a beat.
Sleep people like Jigglypuff. Niggas lying in the livers. Niggas crying like some people. This time I'm a killer. Now you looking like a dentist. The way you walk, beat the feelings. You should run a business. I'm independent. You ain't shit up on my chest like a pendant. This is history. They gon' remember boys dog mirrors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick different digit. Shout to be alive. That is the mission. You're killing everybody that is submitted. Everybody hitting know I'm a villain. Fucking robot until like acrylic. It's Android 18 with the robot. That was me with the fuck I did. I'm Mr. Forehead fucking the nose shot. I'm a rapper who can find the fitness. Rap Elite when to pick up a shooter that's real generous. Switch a medulla. Y'all think you're rapping fast to get the win. I can do whatever shit you ruler. Beat the beat up the lyrical bruiser. On the top because I came in a two flows. Rapping 30s, I'm curing the hooper. Taking shots like Marvin Cooper. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a lot to say, you know.
Yeah.
30, fucking 30, okay?
Yeah.
Break that joint down, yo.
Had to be a 30.
Yeah, that joint was crazy.
It was
He's checking all the boxes. That's the thing. Like they're like, yo, when I'm assessing an MC like that I've never heard before, right? That I've never heard. And this isn't just Rap Elite. This is in general. This is just in general. When I'm assessing an MC, the very first I'm checking off boxes, right? So the very first thing I'm hearing, I'm like, all right, are they on beat? All right, cool. Box checked, right? Then I'm listening to the end of their stanza. Then I'm listening to see if they're rapping within a structure. So I'm like, okay, right. Structure, check. Then I'm listening to how they're rhyming within that structure. So I'm like, all right, are they just rhyming the last syllable at the end of every bar? Okay, cool, they can do that. Check. Then it's like, okay, they're rhyming 2 syllables. Check. Then it's like, okay, they're rhyming 4, 5, 6, 7 syllables, multiple syllables, phrases. They're rhyming whole phrases. Check. Great. Then you start hearing like internal, external. It's like, okay, so they have this phrase on this bar, but before they rhyme with the next phrase in the next bar, they rhyme something internally right here. It's like, okay, internal, external, A, B, B, A. Check. That's great. And then it's like, all right, so now what are they saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like once you get all of that, when you do all of that, then it's like, all right, what's this person saying? Because they got all the technicals down. Those aren't all the technicals, but they got like the main structure technical. I'm like, okay, all right, this person has been writing for a while. This person has been in class. They've been studying, they've been working, they've been honing their craft. And then I'm like, all right, so now what are they saying? What do they have to say? What's their perspective on the world? And then I'll be like, all right, then I can decide if I want to continue listening to this person or if I don't really care about their perspective. You know what I mean? But like there are certain boxes, yo, as MCs that we have to be able to just check off as just as an MC prerequisite. You know what I mean? And if you want to break it and do other things, that's fine. But be able to hit them fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like just that's some real shit. Just like as a rapper, you know what I mean? Like when like that mutual respect sort of thing. Like when you hear somebody rap some shit, like those who know. That's where that phrase, like if you know, you know, it's like that's literally it. You know what I'm saying? I can just listen to somebody rap and I can be like, I can gauge kind of how many years they got in this shit.
Yeah, and it don't have to be, they don't even have to be pulling out all those tricks at one time. You can tell by how they dance around the tricks.
Yeah, you don't gotta do it every time.
That it's like, oh yeah, they one of us type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take me long to realize like how the depth of a rapper's skills just by something that they do halfway through a verse, or maybe 8 bars into a verse, 8 bars into the very first verse I hear from somebody, I can tell like if they're special. And it's like, oh wait, this person is special. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you have the understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, there are certain people. I remember I don't know, y'all, a lot of people who follow this might not be familiar, but I remember the first time I heard Crime Apple, like the very first 2 bars I heard from him, like it was just like, oh god damn, yo, this nigga's crazy. Like I could just tell, you know what I mean? Like you just know.
One of those moments for me, I mean, there's been many countless moments, but I remember listening to Obi Trice intro to his first album, Average Man, the Average Man song on Cheers. And I remember this because my first impression of Obi Trice was on Eminem's album, and I hated his verse. I hated that whole song. Like it was like some
the drip joint. It's about leaky phallus.
Yeah, yo, I fucking hated that shit. And I was like, oh man, this guy, whatever. Like, and I remember like listening to like playing this album, thinking like, I'm not gonna like this dude. And like very early into the first verse of that song, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. Like, no.
Obi ended up having way more depth than niggas initially gave him credit for.
Obviously, and his second album was even better. Like the album that was less featured.
What was the joint about the legs still twitch off Jay-Z? Like,
no, your nervous system still twitch off. Your gray brain meets Motor City Paved. Your nervous system still twitch off Jay-Z. But you don't get that line if you don't understand
the whole joint. Yeah,
because the story is like he catching you outside the club. So like you basically saying like you was in the club, they was playing Hove or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And you still off that rhythm. You come out the club and get your head cracked and your nervous system is still twitching
to the beat. Like
that's fucking crazy. Like, but the way he worded it.
Yeah, the wording was crazy.
It's crazy. Like, your gray brain meets Motor City Paved. Your nervous system still twitch off Jay-Z. Skirts and animals. And you're like, yo, Obi Trice.
Animals is crazy. Skirts and animals is hard.
One of my favorite rappers, low key. Like literally, dog.
Yeah, Obi is fire.
Fire. Like I went on a Obi binge recently and was like, damn, I forgot this nigga was this crazy. Like very different, unique. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't do a lot of like, oh, I'm gonna go super technical. It was like he had such a control over the technicals that he just did them how he wanted to do them.
When he wanted to. When he did them when he wanted to.
Definitely will give you them full line rhyme schemes for a full verse if he wants to.
If he wanted to.
Or if he didn't want to rhyme for like 4 or 6
he might not rhyme.
But that's how you know when somebody spit a fire verse, when we hear it and then don't even break down the verse. You just start talking.
Yo, did y'all hear
other
about?
shit.
Did y'all broke down that verse who was it? Cole who dropped that Fonte verse that didn't rhyme at all. Like he kicks a whole verse that doesn't rhyme not one time.
Oh
Have
no.
you heard this verse? But it's like you can't tell. Like the way he does it, you can't tell. I have to find that joint and post it for you.
Crazy.
Nah,
Yeah,
I heard that joint.
You heard that joint before, right?
Yeah.
But you can't even tell it never rhymes. Like nothing in there rhymes. Nothing. It's just like
Because how he dropped
poetically
it.
put together. Just like the way he did it.
It's a master MC
Nah,
too.
Fonte is one of the illest.
It is impeccable.
Fonte is one of the crazy.
And in fact, that's something that I don't think I've mastered or even really attempted to make a verse that doesn't rhyme at all, but sound appealing on the ear.
Right.
Never done that before.
I don't know that I definitely
Challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
Right.
Challenge accepted, yo.
But yeah, so
y'all on that.
Great breakdown. I think it was definitely a lot of gems. If you were paying attention, or if you want to run it back for the MCs or any MC, even if you're not in Rap Elite, I feel like you definitely could have picked up a lot from this conversation. A lot was broken down. This might have been one of the more content heavy breakdowns. As far as like some of the gems that were divvied out. But this was a dope episode. I expect episode 40 to be crazy. May 15th, we still got slots open. We still got about 16 slots open. But we got some dope MCs. We got some new people. So it should be exciting. I know that Cypher versus Cypher about to be crazy.
Facts.
Team is looking very nice. But yeah, I got no more. Any last words?
Peace.
Yeah, the beat for this month is crazy, but so it's definitely up paces, and
Okay.
that might give reverse fits. It might give reverse fits.
Guess we'll see.
But I know one person that's very excited about rapping over this beat.
Who, Jason?
No, Trey.
Oh.
Trey is very excited about
I gotta hear the beat. I don't even know what it is yet.
Yeah.
It was a World MC beat as well. DJ Mentos. Vintage had an incredible verse over this beat. I think one of Vintage's best verses ever. He went super stupid on this joint. So yeah, if you haven't heard it, check out the World MC joint that got Vintage A in it. I think Basic is in there. Some other folks is on there. Went crazy. But yeah, man, I'm out.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.